All right, very excited about today. Thank you for joining us and welcome to our team leaders and above. I probably didn't do the best job of getting that information out there, but thank you to those of you that did hear the news that you're welcome to be with us and just see this amazing Inner Circle National area and this Victory family, which are now 3 NSD strong. Tammy, Mary, and myself are proudly leading our national areas, but we're all a part of this Victory family. And if you don't have your Victory pin yet, where's mine? There it is. I love it. Then be sure to tell your sales director, because team leaders and above will definitely earn their beautiful team leader pin. So that's exciting. So make sure you let us know that. And directors, be promoting that. I didn't really know what to do with it. I just remember when I was a consultant, Jackie Swank was masterful at selling 5. She was just like, life begins at 5. Your commission goes up and all this stuff. So I had 5 right away because she made it such a big deal. So I thought we can make that a part of our big deal is in our Victory family to have that Victory pin. And big congratulations on your month of August. We had a great month. I was just looking, and this is exciting because, you know, for us as nationals, Tammy was over $10,000 in commissions, and Mary was over $12,000, and I was over $22,000. So just to let you know, we're working from home, we're loving our people, and that's what can happen for you with your business. And I know sales directors, all of our goal is to become a national sales director, and I believe that's going to happen. And one of the ways that Mr. Johnson was coaching me a little bit this morning in our Mary Kay Victory family, where we can raise the bar, is to have more red jackets. We actually, last year, we had twice as many red jackets as we do this year at the same time. Part of that was because of the cruise that Mary Kay was promoting. But for all of us, that's a place that we want to really focus in on. And so I'm really going to be watching that, change up my newsletter a little bit, and our recognition for those first-time reds. A lot of us have reds that have been reds for a while, and we salute that, but it's going to be moving up. So all of you that are team leaders, get excited that you have an opportunity to keep moving up, and also looking for reds within your own team. I got my first team member the minute I joined, the very, very next day, and Em and I became red jackets right away. It was just like what we did. Why would you not? And then my sister, Lisa, became a red jacket right away too in those very early days. So that's part of the reason that I built so quickly as the DIQ. We went from 10 to 56 in 3 months because it wasn't just me. It was a lot. It was a few people doing a lot and a lot of people doing a little. So let that be a new, not maybe new, but a driver for you, because that's where we can increase. And it's really not more work. It's more intention. And selling the it's selling the dream of what that looks like and what we expect of our people. Okay, so next Wednesday, Susan Johnson is going to be on for our Victory family directors, and is going to share with us a little bit more on how we're looking as our Victory family in building reds. And I have not really been on top of that, but I want to be more on top of that. So I'm excited about that. I love that Mary is going to be teaching September 19th, a holiday workshop, and she's the master. She's going to be the facilitator that day, so look forward to that. But go ahead and start making a plan with your holiday selling. It's always been huge for us. And then also this time of the year, in this crazy season of COVID, how many people would join just for making money for Christmas? I think that's something we don't always talk about, but it's okay if they are only seasonal consultants. How many people get a part-time job at a store just so they make extra money for Christmas? So that's something you may want to add to your sprinkle of selling the opportunity throughout your, when you're sharing the career. And Nicole says, happy birthday to Randy Gleason. Is it your birthday, Randy Gleason? I'm going to unmute you. Oops. There you go.
Yes, ma'am.
Happy birthday. And I asked Randy to give us a little bit of an update on Hurricane Laura, how it's affecting our people, and how we can all be a great supportive Mary Kay family.
Hey, everybody. I just first want to say thank you to everyone who has reached out and helped. You just have no idea how much your trail mix and your fans and they're just so overwhelmed with just your gratitude. So we started out with 286 consultants affected by Hurricane Laura. And at this point, we have, I think, 254 who are now still without electricity or water, or all without electricity, and then some without, water. So we're just so thankful for all you're doing to help. It's just tough. It really is tough. Some of our areas are expected to get electricity in the next week, so that's super exciting. We've had about 25 to 30 get electricity in the last couple days, and it's like a miracle. It's just so funny, the things you celebrate. But everyone's light that comes on, it's just like illuminating the spirits of everybody, because it's like there's hope and it's coming. And I know Mary Beth Thurman knows all about this when we, helped her family and through all those hard times. So we have about 254 who are still without electricity, and we're hoping that maybe a third could get electricity in the next week. But we do know for 50% of them, they're being told several weeks. And then there's a portion of about 30% of them that are told 4 to 6 weeks. So, I know it's hard to imagine that. They prepared for about a week worth of food and supplies, because y'all, we live 4 hours inland. Like, this isn't normal, like you usually have power outage for a few days and that's it. And so it's an adjustment, but I just appreciate all of you that have asked me for a family, and I've emailed you a list. They're just overwhelmed by the love that they feel. And, it's just surprising how basic little things that we take for granted, toothpaste, water, Gatorade, because there's nowhere open, to be able to get that. Now, thankfully, there are a couple of towns, like usually you can, within 30 minutes now you can get to a town. The only problem is those towns threw out all their groceries because they didn't have generators. So they're trying to restock their shelves. And as you can imagine, there's one Walmart for 50,000 people. So it's just crazy. So I appreciate y'all. So thank you so much.
And for those that want to help that don't know how or what or missed the memo?
Yeah, you can just box me. We have an email ready to go, and we have families with specific things they requested. And literally, I just drop their name, their address, their phone number, and their supply list in there. And you can order on Walmart.com or whatever. I see Tracy's face right now. Tracy, their team adopted a family, and I just can't wait for them to get their package. They requested a window unit, an AC window unit. It's a family of 3 little kids. A consultant who's been to seminar, career conference, retreat, made a way, right? Her husband came with her and watched kids in the hotel room, and they just requested a window unit so they could at least have one room, try to have one room cool in 100-degree temperatures. And Tracy's team rallied together and raised money, and those people are getting an AC unit, and they don't even know it. They don't even know it's coming. And so, I mean, y'all, you don't understand what a $10 donation can do for a family. You really don't. So it's just heavy, and we're getting through it. And I see Kayla Paul messaging. She was one of the ones that got electricity a few days ago. So, but thank y'all so much for helping our Mary Kay family. Thank you.
Well, thanks for coming on and putting a voice and a face to the problem. We can hear about it on TV, but until it really affects the people that you love. And Randy Gleason, your congratulations to the strength of your team. You had over half of your unit ordered this month. Like, you had the highest percentage of ordering consultants in the middle of a crazy storm.
Well, we tried, and listen, before I hang off, I do want to introduce to y'all our new sales directors that race to get done before the hurricane hit. Their deadline was 5 p.m. the hurricane hit. It was because we were scared of what might happen. So congratulations to, y'all have already introduced Kayla Paul of Mom's Unit. That's her second debut in 2 months. And Jody Cook, oh my gosh, they all finished in 2 months. So Jody Cook finished an hour before. She was actually in the shelter, when she finished the last person. And then Heather Doucette she joined Mary Kay in April from a virtual party and just crossed over in 9 weeks from the day she started her business. And she's an insurance agent. So it has been quite intense since the hurricane has hit, but just champion women and 4 new red jackets. So we're just so proud of them. And, sometimes we treat the end of the month as a deadline, but we had to treat this as our deadline because we just didn't know what was going to happen. So I appreciate y'all, and you just have no idea the love that my team feels.
Well, you actually created that way before a hurricane was coming. You've always been someone that finished early, didn't go off at midnight. I remember that just part of who you created that to be a finished early person. So, and Heather is a director.
Oh, I used to bribe them. Like I would, if anybody was going for a goal, I said, if you finish by 5 p.m., it might take you to get a makeover. I don't do well after 8 p.m. at night. I don't think well. It's like my brain turns to mush. And so I would literally give incentives out the wazoo until people learned how great it felt to finish a little bit early. So I know sometimes it's not possible, but a lot of times it is possible. We just kind of stretch it out,
Well, that's something they needed to see modeled from someone else, since I'm kind of famous for pulling into the airport on 2 wheels right before the plane takes off. So thank you for sharing that. And
well, but
and
see, if you think about it, I mean, I think we learned so many lessons from this hurricane. Like we always learn the greatest lessons in tragedy, right? And the hardest times is when we learn the greatest lessons. And, one of the lessons that we learn in hard times is that you do what you do when you can, because you don't know if you're going to be available to do it. Like, I believe it's almost like I feel arrogant to take advantage of a healthy day when you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've literally been burned by that too many times when I was like, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow. And then life happens tomorrow and you're like, I could have done that yesterday.
Wow.
Like, so it's like this arrogance with time that I felt like guilty. You know what I mean? Like, it felt ugly to me. Then I didn't feel good inside whenever I didn't honor that. So but we don't learn that until we go, until we have a situation where like, oh, okay, that was the lesson in all this. Like that was the lesson. So.
Well, it's a powerful lesson. And so Heather is finished. Heather's a new director. Mm-hmm. Wow. Because she's so new.
Oh my gosh. And so strong. It's just so fun. Cause I know for a lot of us, like we know that people who've been in Mary Kay a long time, like we have a confidence, like a different kind of confidence, right? And I've always been so nervous, like how would someone come in and become a director? Like, how are these people doing this? And oh my gosh, she just stepped right in and just followed the systems and worked, and her people did launch part. It was just like, it's amazing. It's so amazing. I'm so happy for her. And she debuts with a red jacket. And so, oh my gosh, it's so exciting. It's so exciting. So in the midst of all the bad stuff, we're celebrating. It's just hard to celebrate freely yet, but we're going to be able to celebrate in a couple weeks.
Well, I know it's hard to celebrate when people don't have air conditioning. Is she yours? Heather is yours, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was invited to, she was the first 3D virtual party I did in April. She was one of the guests.
Well, the other blessing is people can imagine themselves doing it virtually.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they have some electricity or can get to a place with electricity and they can get on a Wi-Fi, they can still keep holding, because of course your area is hit, but the people they know in another area are not hit. So yeah, it's so great. Well, we would, as soon as they all have a minute, I talked to Tammy, your mom, about having her and Nan on a Saturday, Super Saturday. So when y'all have a Saturday that morning that you want to share for everyone to learn from these new directors, that would be a huge gift to all of us, okay? I know right now it may not be the best time, or it may be to have a window where they share all the victories instead of looking at all the challenges, but we can talk about that, okay? And Kayla, I know you're on. Is any of the brand new directors on? You see him, Randy?
I'm scrolling. I know I saw Kayla commenting.
Kayla, you want to share? You want to add anything about finishing strong or the hurricane or how? Hold on, I'm trying to unmute you. Unmute yourself. There you go.
I think just what Randy has taught us, because she was my director whenever I started, about preparing and working when you can, because like I said, my deadline was before the hurricane. I didn't want to wait till afterwards, so I was trying to wrap things up before. We got electricity back within 3 or 4 days, and so I'm just reaching out to my consultants to see who I could help and get in touch with their people, since I do have electricity. So just trying to help, you know, like Randy said, you kind of feel guilty when you have the electricity. Everybody else doesn't. So it's like, just reach out and help for those that I can help. So
Yeah,
thank y'all for the love and support.
Yeah, don't feel guilty. At least you can be on the internet, right? You can reach out. So that was meant to be, that your home center there. So that's exciting. I was super proud of y'all. I'm really proud of you. Congratulations on being a new director. And now another little thing is start thinking, who do you know that doesn't live in Louisiana?
Yes.
Okay, it's a good time to branch out, because when people are in the middle of a crisis, they may not be worried about their mascara, right? But you definitely can think of people outside of your area too. Help the ones right there with you. But Mary Kay taught us to have 5 geographical areas going at once. If you live in a big city, like I was talking to Nicole, and she was talking about going to Corpus Christi and working. And I said, well, that's a great idea, but you live in this huge city. You could have 5 different locations in one city. And so it's all in, she loves to travel. So of course she wants to go to the beach. I didn't say not to do that, but Acres of Diamonds, you know, you can work an area and still have, from Shirts to Leon Springs is a long way just in San Antonio. So you can look at that different ways, but also geographically, when you have a hurricane in Louisiana, you know, you can have somebody that's a referral like Mary Durr in Tucson or Huachuca City, Arizona, that you're following up with. And another little caveat, I really would like for you guys that would like to, team leaders and above, everyone, if you want to role play with me, I was thinking this morning about how I taught people to close the sale after a skincare class, because sometimes I would say, well, close me. I just fluffed my hair. I hold my mirror at arm length. I'm looking at my face. Now, what do you say? And they would close me and I'd go like, oh no, that's not going to work. We got to work on that. It happened with Eileen Barlow. It was hilarious. And so I was just thinking about your career chats. If you want to career chat me, like through a Facebook or Zoom, just let me know. I want you to, you know, I've been given to you as a referral. I would love to hear how you're sharing the marketing plan. And if it's simplified, because maybe I can, and you can do that with your director or assistant consultant, but if you want to do it with your national, that'd be super fun for me to just listen. And it also helped you really get organized. I just was referred to you by a friend, and now you're going to call me and talk to me about the business. So if you'd like to do that, just text me, box me, or let me know, and we will set that up, because I think that'd be super fun. And Tracy Chavez had a very vivid dream about she and Carmen. So if you'll share your dream and set up Trish, I think that would be really good. Trish has a whole new idea of lead generation that's working, and she's going to share that, because I think many times the only reason we're not rocking it out is sometimes we don't have the leads. So would you please share your dream, Tracy?
I will, but I first want to say, you guys, for Randy, you know, happy birthday, but we're not done yet. You guys, I want to tell you how my team rallied, and it turned into, we committed to 1 family and now we're up to 2, and I know we're not done yet. So you guys, what we did on our Monday Night Live, this is just my sales meeting. I said at the very end, I just told the story. I said, and our Mary Kay family is personally attached to this hurricane. And you know what surprised me is I didn't ask for a dollar amount, is the generosity that came from the people who I would have expected to least have it. Because I knew whatever they didn't come up with, I was just going to put into the remainder. Well, they were so generous, and Trisha's unit got involved, and their generosity, I mean, it's flowing into, there will be more families. So, but what I want to just encourage you is people are looking for opportunities during this time in our world to be generous where they can. And so, but we have to invite them. And so just doing that at the end of your sales meeting, I know Trish actually made a video on her unit Facebook page where she talked about Randy and the effects that it's had and what this means, and explaining how Randy's family, Mary Kay family in Louisiana is our family, and that big or small, whatever we do makes a difference. So I think it would be an incredible birthday present. It would be the hands and feet of Jesus today as we walk out and continue to figure out how many more families that need to be adopted, Randy, and let's go at it. I mean, many hands make for light work, and God blesses our generosity, and sometimes we just don't know exactly what that looks like. But, you know, I'm just saying it blessed me so much to see the people start sending me, and I just had them Venmo me, and I screenshotted it, and now I know exactly what I have in that account that's set aside for the Randy Gleason Family Hurricane Relief Fund. So
Smart.
anyways, you guys, it's amazing what a gift it would be for Randy on her birthday and all of her people. Okay, so with that said, I had a dream. Oh my gosh, you guys, I had a dream. And it was Friday night. And I know there's been some directors on that I've already told this story a couple of times, but it's so many times we have dreams and we forget. This was a dream that was unforgettable. And so, and how many guys have had crazy, weird dreams? Like you're doing weird stuff, like you're flying, you know, like not in a plane, you're just flying. I used to have those all the time when I was a kid. Or you're swimming underwater without an oxygen tank, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm talking and swimming and I'm underwater and this is normal. And I've had those kind of weird dreams. This dream was different. This dream was really probably my first taste of a prophetic dream. Prophecy is not one of my spiritual gifts. I'm discernment, but not prophecy. This is the closest I've ever come. So this is what happened. It was a normal day. I just went to sleep. And in my dream, this is what was going on. Carmen and I were backstage at Seminar. We were just like we've been 100 times, but it was different. We were standing backstage and we were giddy. And if you've ever gotten to a laugh fest with Carmen Felix, I'm telling you, it is amazing. It's like my favorite thing in the whole world. If I'm stressed out, I'm like, let's just go laugh. We were having that moment. We were we were giddy, laughing, hysterical. And I remember looking around, and it was all of our directors were kind of in their own conversations, but all of our sales directors were all around, and Carmen and I were standing there. I would say face to face, but I'm a good foot taller than her. And we were looking at each other, and I said, can you believe we did it? Can you believe we finished? And she's like only Carmen can do. I know. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like in the sense that I was feeling, I mean, I was feeling it in the moment was a combination of elation and relief at the exact same minute. Those are two really different emotions mixed together. And I was feeling it in that moment. I was like, we finally did it. And you guys, I'm just going to say right here what the Lord has been telling me over and over is my delay is not my denial. If you cannot shake the fact that something has been laid on your heart, no matter what evidence is showing you, or no matter how much time has gone by, if you can't let it go, and this is as much for me as it is for anybody else that's listening to me, therein lies your answer. So we're backstage, we're giddy, we're like so excited. I'm like, oh my God, and we're like, oh my gosh, finally, thank you, Jesus. Like we're like, it's that combination, like I said, of elation and relief all rolled in together. And I turned to her and I go, can you believe we did it during a pandemic? Is that just so God that this is how we would finish this during a pandemic? And she's like, I know. And I said, can you even imagine if in the fall we hadn't figured it out? And she looked at me and she was like, you're right. Because we figured it out in the fall, we're here today. I said, I know. Like if we had not identified the missing link for all of our people and then fixed the missing link, we would not be here today. And in that moment, I exactly knew what the missing link was. I woke up and I mean, I was in bed thinking, that seminar, it was so real that I felt like it had just happened the day before, and I was waking up having just debuted. I was like, wait a minute, That hasn't happened yet. I was so confused, it spun my head. But the bottom line was, I was laying there and I was thinking, Lord, what did all of that mean? First of all, thank you, because sometimes we need a drop of rain in the middle of a desert experience. And I feel like it was that one raindrop that hit my tongue. And I was like, okay, I needed a little bit. And the gift is Carmen needed a little bit that day too. And so, but I woke up and I said, what does this all mean? And I reflected on the month before that I actually had a very good personal business month in the month of August. I saw a lot of new faces in person. I sold a lot of product. I'm in the process of working marketing with 18 different people. So that was all happening personally. And I was like, but I did not feel the same within my unit. And I was like, what is their missing link? And it's leads, you guys. It's fresh new business, because I think that a lot of times our consultants are working with the same 30, 20, 10, 5 people over and over to book them to virtual events, to invite them, to try to now make them hostesses. And without an influx of new leads, they're stalling out. And I was like, my realization was nobody on the planet wants Carmen to be a national more than her national area. And I do feel the exact same for my people. Like if it was just desire, we would have crossed over, because our people want it more than they want their next breath of oxygen. However, that's a really dangerous place to be too, if we are as leaders not aware of what our people need in those moments. Because if you work in that sense, and the words that I wrote down, even with the DIQ program training or changing that I wrote, the 2 words I said is we can't get sideways, the difference between urgency and desperation. Urgency and desperation are 2 totally different things that are both forward moving. We've got to work with a sense of urgency, but not desperation. So how do you not work with desperation is you have more than enough. And so I just started going through, like, the reason that my personal business had done so well. I mean, I feel guilty, but I also feel responsible in the fact that I have a leads list that comes in and I have mastered it. I have gotten a PhD in it. And so my business personally was fruitful. Does that make sense? But my consultants don't have an influx of new leads. Therefore, they're working now in desperation, because they're like, Carmen's counting on me, Tracy's counting on me. And so we really had to look at ways to get new leads. And so with all of that, it led into my Monday night meeting, which Trish is a part of, and I'm getting ready to toss it over to Trish. But Trish is a big part of this. And I was like, we have to start training on getting leads in a new way in a pandemic. And it's so interesting. I have it right here because I was just doing it. These are my notes of a class that I taught in 1996. And directors, I keep 2 folders, big folders, in my file box next to my desk of every class I've ever taught a consultant and every class I've ever taught a director in 27 years. And so I can go back into there and pull up seminar classes, career conference classes, retreats, everything is in those. But I pulled out ways to generate leads, and we broke it down in our sales meeting as a workshop style of how do we generate leads now during a pandemic, because warm chatting looks different. I know I'm not allotted time for this, so I'm just going to say this really quick and toss it to Trish, but there's an app called Hi Hello. It's a free app that you can put on your phone that's a digital business card where you can still make a stranger your friend, but instead of having to touch her, give her a sample that you've touched, you can get her name and information immediately, send her a digital card. So I've got 5 ways that we generate leads. We took 3 of them at our sales meeting and broke them down. And as a workshop, everybody, Brady Bunch style on our screen, asking everybody to have a voice on how would we do that now in September of 2020? What does that look like? That same skill of warm chat. And then we also talked about referrals. We talked about ways that we get referrals. Well, I'm just going to be completely honest. If there's one thing that I don't do well, my Achilles heel is new referrals, because I've never had to worry about it. I don't think about it because I've got new ones coming. That did not serve my people. And so I got on the top director box and I was like, who in this group is incredible at getting leads at virtual events? And I had those directors, they messaged me and now they're coming on my Monday Night Live. We have not because we asked not. And so I've got them teaching on getting referrals virtually. But Trish, this was before the pandemic, had already made a switch on how she did facial boxes. And so, and I just want to brag on Trish before I introduce her to you guys. And she had her best month ever last month. And I know Joanne is on as well. She's going to be a new senior director in her mid-level because Trish knows and believes and is living and drinking and sleeping. And she's probably got her poster in the background that she can show you. She's chasing down that mid-level. She is chasing down that important position as senior sales director. And because she's fully invested in Carmen and in myself, she's elevating herself into a new place. She's amazing. She's talented. She's gifted. And now she is going to show you how she does a new way of doing facial boxes. Trish.
Hello.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy, so much. Well, I will tell you, I think I'm just like super blessed to be in Tracy's space like all the time and being coached by her, because just hearing her, you know, in every way just helps me every day. So thank you, Tracy. I really love you, and I love what you have done for me. I'll tell you, the facial box idea is, the idea of it is really nothing new to everybody, but the concept of shifting to a frame. I know people have heard frames before, but if you look at the general idea of the facial box process, a while back, remember Tiffany did some training on that at Cindy's house, and they did a video. Really take that training and what she did and all those scripts that are on Cindy's website, and you take that same thing, like that's nothing new. And then all you have to do is tweak it to a facial frame. So here's my facial frame, and I'm just going to show you, like it's real thin, and I could share my screen with you real quick and then just show you like a close-up picture of my oops, here. Okay, so you see that? Is that full screen?
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay, so I made this in canva.com. If you guys are making your own flyers, I just made it. And so I just turned it to, you know, a free beauty session with my picture. I think my picture is super important on it. Even with my facial boxes, I had my business card on there because I had somebody even tell me, who's a good customer of mine now, through one of my facial boxes, that her daughter had put her name in there and she won. She went back, but she went back to my box and looked at my picture and got my information before she would allow her daughter to partake in any sort of event with me. And so I just think that that's really important for the security aspect of it, you know, so putting my information on there, putting my Facebook page, my website, so people can be comfortable and secure about who they're, you know, speaking with. They want it, but, you know, there's that security factor. So I put my information on there, and then it's really the same thing. You get a free charcoal mask, you know, you can invite your friends. I put virtual or in person, and then I put enter to win. You can text or call mask. Or like Tracy was talking about yesterday, you could even change it up depending on where you put it. Like if I go to all the places that I frequent, they're customers of mine, and I'm going to be customers of them. Like I go there and I say, I would love to be an ambassador of your business. I would love to promote your business, especially in this time. You know, I come here and I see people, I could share your card, you know, if I put my information with you, you know, can we partner together? And that's really how I go in with it. And now that, you know, I have them in, you know, before the pandemic, I had them in about 10 to 12 different places. And then so after the big, you know, the peak of the pandemic and things started back opening, I took these facial boxes and I went through and I replaced, or the facial frames, and I replaced the frame with the box. And you guys, a lot of the boxes were gone. Like they said, no touch. And so because I hadn't been there since everything closed up, so I got my boxes back, and all of them were just fine with me putting a frame there, because I explained to them that this is no touch. You know, they can actually take a picture of it, or they can just text the number, and they were fine with it. And then Also on my flyer, I just put, you get a free $25 sets gift card, because that's something that Tracy's been teaching us in our virtual and in-person events, is we offer a $25, sets gift card at the event when they purchase a set. Now that's just something that I've been doing. And then we talk about paying it forward to a friend, meaning, I would love to have a referral. So that is just something that I've been doing. There is actually the how-to, and all that is, I have it on a Word document too, that has where I got the frames are super cheap because they disappear too. You put them in a window, or you put them somewhere. When I went to the ice cream shop, I dropped it off, and they have plexiglass there now. And so their counter space is a little different. So you have to find a place that it could stay there, okay. But the day I dropped them off, I mean, within 1 or 2, already getting text messages. So just that. So I was like, oh my goodness, that is so cool. So auto places.
The day you dropped them off, I don't know if it was me, but I couldn't hear it. What did you say, the day you dropped it off?
Oh, the day I dropped them off, I already got a text message, like the same day, like from the ice cream shop. I just, the first one I went to, that same day I already got a text message. And then I went to where I take my car now, because, when I get my car fixed, I go to them, and I've met them, and I've introduced myself. And now I pass things to business to him. When somebody says, where are you taking your car? I said, you take it to Friendly Automotive, and you tell them Trish, the Mary Kay girl, sent you, and so they know that I'm bringing them business, and then they'll support keeping stuff there. And I buy gift cards from the ones that I'm getting a lot of business from, like the ice cream shop is really good. And I go in there and I tell him, and I buy name. I have a tracker that I keep in my book, and it's a tracker with all the places I go to, how many leads I'm getting from each one. And so believe it or not, because I'm not the best tracker ever, but that is something I definitely want to track to make sure it's working in those areas. And when it's not, I move it, just to go somewhere else. But I buy a gift card from them, and that gift card, it might be like $5 or $10, and that's what I give away at the as a prize at my beauty session. So when we have a virtual and we're giving away products or we're giving away prizes, I say, look, I'm supporting local business, as we all should, and I just want to let you know I'm giving away a prize for this local ice cream shop that's here in Tucson, and of course, if it's a winner here in Tucson. And so I tell them who it is and what it's about, and they're really good, and if you could just help support their business. And I think that's what we're all about. And when you pay it forward, you will reap the benefits. I truly believe that. So in all, I would say go back to Tiffany's training and look at her scripts, listen to how she talks to the managers. She has all that. By the way, I think the link, Cindy, when you click on the training center, I think that link is broke. I had to manually type it in to get to that page again. So you might want to ask your.
Yeah, y'all be sure to tell me stuff like that, because I wouldn't know that. So thank you on that today.
I have, I'm going to share the screen real quick. This is the page right here. Mm-hmm. And the path is cindywilliamsnsd.com/training-center. But when you click on that, it doesn't take you there. So you actually have to type it in, at least on my computer. I think it might be my computer too, but this is where all that training is that Tiffany did. And she did an amazing job, Tiffany. If you're on there, I want to thank you personally, because I started doing this, and because of you and because of the training Cindy, you and her put out here, I started that. So all I did was transition to the new with the frame. So I really appreciate, you doing that. So it really helped my business.
Well, and the frame is so much easier. I mean, I can see that even being so much. So how many do you have out, Trish? How many did you get out there, your frames?
I have right now, I have probably about 6, because I just made a bunch more. And so, what I did is I blinged them out. Can you see that bling on there? So I put bling on there. Now I have another 10, and I'm going to go take these back. I'm going to go put these out.
I think you were going to do the word, instead of mask, you could have the word like ice cream shop. Is that what you were going to say so you would know where the lead came from. Is that what
Right.
you
Oh, yeah. Did I miss to say that? Yeah.
Yeah,
Instead
I
of
think so.
mask.
I understood what you were saying.
Hmm. Yeah, you could put, like I go to Friendly Automotive. You could say text friendly to this number, and then
And
you'll
that
know.
also confirms the person that lets you put it there because their name is showing up. That would be helpful to me because to know where it was coming from. I think
Right.
that's really super smart. And y'all, sometimes it's as simple as that. I am a facial. Just love to, I can't go anywhere without booking people and recruiting them. It's just how I roll. But if you added your gathering the names in person and you add your facial boxes, now the frames, and you have mastered the referrals. Tracy, we can't wait to hear what all you're going to learn on referrals from virtuals. I know your Beauty of Friendship has been successful for you. But then now we're booked up solid. Wouldn't you agree that if you're booked up solid, your business would have a whole new light, right? So thank you, Trish, for sharing that. And since this is just directors and team leaders and above, we'll want to be sure to share this on our Super Saturday too, so everyone will have access to just something that's simple. But I will also tell you, people are changing. No matter where you are, they want to connect. I think in the beginning, I almost liked it. I was like, oh, good, I get to stay home. There was something awesome about it. But I'm telling you right now, I'm just so done with being home. And just even driving to San Antonio it felt so good to turn the radio on and roll down the windows and let freedom ring. And so don't forget that it's multifaceted for lead generation. You are the greatest gift of your business, your voice, your kindness, your being aware, care enough to be aware, listen, ask questions, connect with people. I know that's easy for me, and whether it's easy for you or not, it doesn't matter anymore. You got to get some new leads. Simplify and you will simply fly, okay? And then Din Club. Don't put it off. Immediately get them scheduled for a virtual or in person. The sooner the better. It makes a huge, big difference to launch into this audacious month of September, helping your people see how they can finish their stars. Our bracelet that for this month. This is actually, I don't know if y'all have noticed, but this year's Presence jewelry, they just kicked it up a notch. This is a really thick box chain. It looks like a Kendra Scott bracelet that costs $70. And so make sure, set your goal to get your 600 in at the beginning of the month so you can wear the prize and show it to all your people. And then, of course, you're probably going to order more than once anyway. So I do love what they're doing for us. I think that we could not be in a better place than we are right now. I think COVID has caused us to all work differently. And what a great example, like even Kayla, looking at Kayla and Randy, the people in the middle of a hurricane with everything crashing around you, you can still work your business. And I don't care really even, and once you get through survival mode, then you still want your moisturizer, you guys. And there's nothing that makes you feel better than taking a shower and putting on a little makeup. I've just been wearing my NSD suit because I'm not going anywhere. And so it's just so fun to put it on. I feel way more powerful. And I know, look, all three of us, I know Susan, Tracy, Trish, I think, I can't really tell everybody, but it simplifies your life. So it makes me feel powerful. I'm going to sit here all day. So I know Nicole got her license plate, so she's going to get to go pick up her very first car. And I'm so, so, so very proud of you. So congratulations. And for the team leaders on the call, Nicole, working a full-time job, a single woman, just bought her a beautiful new home in San Antonio. And she found out 2 weeks ago now, without notice, that she was laid off because of COVID. But she was already having plan B. I see Marion's got on her director's suit too. Good job, Marion. So it really was not even it was a surprise, but in a way, she was already preparing for it. The car is being delivered. She's going to sell the car she has, and she's got income coming from that because she had paid into the car pretty well. So she's going to be able to take that money from selling her car that she has and pay off all of her debt. So her only thing now is her mortgage on her new home, and she's driving a career car. So 5 years ago, when you signed that agreement, she had no idea what the future would hold. So all of you that are working to build your team, you know, I'm looking at Kelly and Beth and the girls that are, you know, consultants wanting to do more. You just keep sharing. You call it your pink parachute. You care enough to share. Don't complicate it with explaining to them. It doesn't matter if they're DISC or what their strengths are, or they just want, Mary wanted a ceiling fan. If that is not a commercial for Simplify, find out what trips their trigger. Don't tell them too much, you guys. Ask a lot of questions and do it with me. I really encourage you, those of you that want to just back and forth with me on a Zoom, you can always Zoom with me, that just let's get it down pat, to simplify, ask some questions. It's a $30 edition now, come on. Or we should be blowing it up this month. Honestly, double gold medals is my goal for all of you in September. Double gold, individually, personally, not in the whole unit. Really, this is the month, if you look at it differently. And September's always our best month. I just want y'all to know that historically. July, we don't talk about July not being great till it's after. But even August can be a little tricky, and it's hotter than blazes. And now the damn hurricane happened. But September, you guys, September's our month. Whether the kids are going back to school virtually or in person, it's a shift. There is, they bring the pumpkins out. There is a little bit of change in the weather. Even if it's really not real, we start feeling the cool breezes, even if they're not really blowing. Do y'all understand? Christmas is coming, where we can start really promoting Christmas right now, lining it up. And in the director boxer, I posted, some director sent me how she did a pampering bag for a new mother, which came from satin lips, satin hands, satin body. I would put those together, and whatever you dig the heck out of is what you're gonna sell, okay? And then getting people to be silent hostesses, where they can take a box of your Christmas stuff with them to their work and they sell it for you. The old way is still the best way. So it's not just you doing it by yourself, okay? It's you enrolling other people, just like Randy enrolled us. And I know Susan's adopted 2 families, and Mary's adopted families. So we don't really, we don't have to, say everybody's name, but we will all do it. Let's just all agree we're gonna adopt at least one little family or one little item, or you get together, but you can enroll your unit. Tracy's unit, Susan's unit, their units get excited about being a part of it collectively. We donate to, we all are generous. That's just who we are. So I think, and I've been talking about it, but I haven't actually done it yet. So box, let's just box Randy, get the list and make that a goal for, let's just do it today. I think that's a great idea for her birthday. And thanks for saying it was Vicky's birthday too, I think. Yeah, I know. I went to San Antonio to celebrate and got to go see Nicole's car. Thank you, Kayla. And we do need each other, y'all. Never underestimate the power of caring enough to share. And I will remind you again to listen to Darren Daily. I was talking to Susan Johnson this morning. She'd never heard of Darren Daily. I was like, oh my God. It's just such a part of my daily routine to start my day. And I almost pushed the button to enroll in some of his big stuff that costs a lot of money. But I just dig him. And I was running late, so I had to take care of some business. But I'm really thinking about doing that. The teacher, we want to keep learning, and I dig the way he thinks. So, and that would be a gift to you. When I invest in me, it's a greater gift to all the other people that you serve. So everybody's congratulating you, Nicole. Do you want to tell them, how does it feel to be full-time Mary Kay, and for all these team leaders too, that you're getting to now live your dream?
So I called Okay, can everybody hear me? I got my paper plates while I was on the phone with Robin Moore yesterday, and the FedEx delivery guy pulls up, and I was like, "Hey, do you think FedEx delivers license plates?" And she was like, "Maybe." And I was like, "Hey, man!" Like he's walking down the path, and I couldn't wait for him to get there. I was like, "You think there's license plates in there?" He's like, "Nah." I was like, "Ugh, whatever." So just kind of like immediately heartbroken. I was like, "But it could be a paper plate." Rip that thing open. I'm just screaming at the top of my lungs. And I was like, "Robin, I gotta go. I gotta talk to somebody. I'll talk to you later." And so I'm like, still got my earbuds in, taking a picture. I don't have my makeup on yet. Call the dealership. And he was like, "Well, how much time do you need to get your stuff together?" And I was like, "Well, you're not gonna let me have a party. I'll pick it up tomorrow." And he was like, "Okay." So I've got events planned the next 2 evenings for my team, and then I'm out of town for the weekend for a wedding, and then Monday is Labor Day. So we're just going to have our pickup party at my home on Monday, and that way people can gather freely, come and go freely, and we can celebrate the way we know how, and whoever's comfortable. You know what I mean? And that way it's not I'm being gracious of their space as well, and it's my front yard, so I'm not going anywhere. But it's very exciting. The transition every day has been different. Learning how to not work for someone else, learning to not be on X amount of conference calls or somewhere at any given time has been different. But yesterday was, I think, the first day that I was like, yes, I get to do this. But it's also the first of the month, and that's one of the things I love about Mary Kay is the first of the month is like, okay, and that didn't work out, whatever we did last month, so we can start all over again. Cool. But also I got the opportunity to listen to Tracy Chavez, the master, the training she did. Somebody's here, I don't know who it is, on some strategy and intention for the month, and I missed it when we were in Galveston several weeks back. So it was such a blessing to hear it and to be alone and to take notes in my own space with my own numbers and really set intention, and then also be able to just like put a plan in place and be able to articulate it with the team. It really does breathe life into what you're doing, instead of you're like, I'm gonna go earn a car and you have no plan. With no idea I'm just gonna earn it, it's gonna all work out, it's fine. So it really helped with intention with, okay, so if we need 10 people to grow to this number, then you have to do this many chats, and it's day 1, so we got 29 other days to hammer these details out. And so it really is, and my number 1 strength is strategy, so I was all over that like white on rice. So it spoke to me, but I know that that's not everyone's gifting. But it was incredible, and we are so blessed to have the amazing and incredible teachers that are willing to care enough to share with the rest of us. So I'm just excited to see what
for you. And talk about a pink parachute. Actually, it was good news when they laid her off. She was like, I was probably going to leave here anyway, but this even worked out better.
I mean, when someone pays you to leave, count your blessings and walk away.
Yeah, it was. But you planned that. You planted and fertilized, and so we're just super happy for you. Well, I'm excited. Anybody else want to share? I have all these good numbers. Turkisha was the highest in percentage of unit members ordering, and Randy was the highest in our area. So I got some, but we'll save that for next week. We'll do some reco for all of you. Who is the speaker? Oh, Darren Daly. I'm so happy you asked me that. It's somebody can type it instead of me, but it's Darren Hardy, Hardy. And I think you just go to darrendaily.com, DarrenDaily.com, and you can sign up for a free text. It'll come every morning. And it's a little video. I like to watch him too. I like to see him, not just hear him. And I just sit, I have a cradle. Now these are all over my house. And I just sit my phone right there when I'm putting on my makeup. And it's just a habit. I just listen to him almost every morning. It only stays there for 72 hours. So if you miss it, you have to go back and listen or it goes away. But I also have the Compound Effect, the Entrepreneurial Roller Coaster, his books. You can get, they're almost free. You can get his books for free, just pay shipping because he wants you to have them. Because his idea is the same as mine. You give everything you've got to everybody you know, and then they love you and appreciate you so much that the money will come in a different way. I just have always felt that way too, that Agape go get. But he does have some high-end training that he offers, of course, for the people that really want more. But he trains the world. And his daily, if you listen to Darren every day, it'll shift your thinking for sure. It really will. And he's never said anything that I didn't agree with. He's grounded in his faith. You can tell that. He's interviewed more entrepreneurs probably than anybody else in the world. He loves his wife. He has a balanced life. He even talks about he's not willing to take on more in different areas. For example, maybe you're volunteering. I'm not going to say specifically, but you've got to say no to good to say yes to great. So he knows how to, anyway, you're going to love him. So thank you for asking, because maybe some of y'all, yeah, the compound effect. Oh, yeah, Nicole listens to it. It's no more than 5, maybe 10 minutes at the most. So go, I recommend highly that all of you listen to Darren every day, and that you also can share with your team. Sometimes I'll repost it in the Director Boxer. It'll be so good. But really, y'all all know about it. Then the other thing I keep forgetting to tell, Dean Piver and I are getting married on September the 26th at 6:30 at night, and here in Houston. It'll be a small wedding, but everyone can watch virtually. So if you want to watch us say I do at 6:30 on Saturday night, September 26th, I'm going to figure out how to get you to watch it virtually, but maybe on my Zoom or something. But I'm very, very happy and very grateful that that's a part of my life. And for maybe the team leaders and the consultants that don't know me as well, I just want you to know delay is not denial, and God's a God of restoration. And always believe in miracles, because truly miracles do happen. And our good, good Father loves us a whole lot. And it was a huge desire of my heart to find love and companionship in a life partner. And I really prayed very hard for that, and I was very specific on what I wanted. So that's a good example of, we rarely get what we want, but we always get what we expect. So whether it's that brand new team member, that offspring sales director, becoming a national sales director, your mind does put out energy. And I did, Gina Beck taught last Saturday, Super Saturday, and about that movie Inside Out, because I never even heard of that movie. And we rented it, and I was at Susan's house, and we watched it with the grandkids. And it's heavy. I was like, it's a kid's little animated movie, but it gave me a lot to think about. I actually dreamed about it all that night. And so if you haven't seen it, it's all about how your brain works, and the joy and the anger and the disgust and the fear, and how
Oops, we lost her. Hey, I just wanted to say real quickly, thank you, Tracy, and sharing your dream. I am so excited I could cry. I mean, this is the coolest thing ever. And so that is to start off, and then sharing what you guys did with the leads and all that is phenomenal. And then I just wanted to remind you guys, the team building right now is like a critical inch. So if you want to go to my website and you go under training and you go under seasonal, and you go under, I think it's Christmas holiday strategy, I have under there recruiting. And so there's 3 flyers. I would recommend looking at those and printing those and talking to everybody. Right now is when you would want to start team building, so they can really truly have the holiday sales. And you got to think about it, a lot of people that would go get an extra job right now at a retail shop, they're not really getting their job for the Christmas time. Their retail shops are closing. And if they are open, they can barely probably have enough hours for the employees they have. Okay. And so it's our opportunity to really help women and help families with the 500 to 5,000 extra that they want by Christmas for their kids' Nintendo games and all that kind of stuff. So make sure. I love the one from Lisa Madsen. It's 4 to a page, and it's just a little postcard you could actually literally mail out. It's 2-sided, but so you have to still put an envelope or put in your reorder bag, but it has like the benefits of a business right now. And then it also has like some questions, and the questions then can help you maybe facilitate the conversation to even just ignite, like, here's what I'm looking for. And right now my phrasing is that we're looking for holiday consultants. And so, just jump on that. Just start changing your wording already. It happens faster than you think, but we're already in the holiday consultant season. Okay, so hope you guys can find that. All right. Anything else? All right. Did somebody have anything else? Was that you, Trish? Sorry.
They're just
Okay.
asking for your website. It's just tammyvavila.com.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. Thank you. Yep. Just my name. TAMMY. V as in Victor, V as in Victor, ALA.com. And there's no password or anything. All
Your
right.
eyes look really good today. I love your eyeshadow.
Thank you, Tracy.
You have makeup on.
I have a lot of makeup on. I'm just going to end in prayer. Is that okay? And Randy, we are praying for you and we love you so much. So dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we just come to you. We just thank you, Father God, for just the blessing, the favor on the Victory Family National areas, dear Lord, and oh my gosh, just the gratefulness that we have that we can support each other. Truly, the love that you've given us to stay united, to stay equipped and excited, dear Lord, of the plans that you have for each of us. But together, dear Father God, is how you desire for us to stride as arm in arm and linked together, dear Lord. And so we just thank you. We just pray that you would just fill us today with a Holy Spirit of just faith, the Holy Spirit of grace and mercy and compassion, dear Lord Jesus. And just right now, even the Holy Spirit of joy. We know that there is suffering, dear Father God, but through that suffering, the spirit of joy, dear Lord, would override everything. And so we just thank you for that. We just lift up every director that is in our area and those that weren't able to be on, that you would just bless them and keep them in our comings and goings, and that your face would shine upon us and we would look to you, our Heavenly Father. In your holy and precious Son's name, Jesus, amen. All right. Love you guys.
Cindy just called. She wanted to say goodbye. Her computer died, and she left her charger at Susan's house. so she wanted to say goodbye.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you, Tammy. Bye.
Thank you guys. Bye.